their master figure in UFC, always has been. Their poster boy, you know what I mean, for event after event. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If Chuck wants to fight again, I think Dana has to go with it. Dana's not going to let him go. UFC's not going to let him go. One other thing, Impact tapings. TNA Impact tapings are tonight. They're doing a show and a half tonight and another show and a half tomorrow. SmackDown spoilers are already on the main news board, WZROnline.com. Got a live chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, register, get yourself a username. Lots and lots and lots of people in there tonight, and we'll chat shout-outs in our numero dos. One last thing, Jose. ECW is going to be moving time slots in May. I believe it's the early part of May. May 5th rings a bell. I don't know why. Let me check that. But anyways, ECW is going to be moving, May 5th, I believe it is, the first week in May, to 10 o'clock, back to 10 o'clock. And we used to run 8 to 10, and we kind of talked about this, but I was thinking about moving the show back to 8 to 10, this weekly show, because it's a prime time slot, you know what I mean? And 7 to 9 is early. Coming on here at 7 is early. So I was thinking we could move it back. Let's take a poll. We'll take a poll here in the next week or two. Maybe we can put a poll on WZROnline.com. But you'd be down for that, right? 8 to 10?
Yeah, I mean, you know my story, of course, with softball, and something that I've discussed with you. So it's 8 to 10, it's either way. It's, if I got a 7 o'clock game, obviously I'll be joining late. If it's, 8 or 9 o'clock game, then obviously I'm asked out. Or if it's a 9 o'clock game, I can do the first hour. But it's something we'll definitely, discuss.
Yeah, Matt Boone's going to be here as a fill-in, too, if you can't do an hour or you got to leave for an hour or whatever, you know what I mean? And one other thing, I called in the WZR Radio from Wendy's, right? So if you're out there at a baseball field, in the outfield, you know damn well you're calling in the WZR Radio. Live, baby, live!
Well, here's the plan. This is the game plan here. The game plan would end up, I have to pretty much, do a Bluetooth type of settings where I'll, plug it in and put the Bluetooth on, and I'll be on the outfield waiting for it. And I play left field, so there's going to be some action. I'm just hoping, the Bluetooth doesn't fall off, and but I can't do it batting up because they won't allow me to go at bat with a Bluetooth in my ear.
I'll take it. If you call in from right field or left field or center field, I'll take it. That'll work for me, man. That will be equal for the drive to Wendy's.
First time ever, Wendy's, and then of course a couple of weeks later, out in the outfield.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome if we can do that. One of these times, we'll have to look at your baseball schedule, and then we'll do something like that. Lockdown, dude, Lockdown on Sunday night. I know you didn't watch it, so let me run down some matches real quick, and then we're gonna get into Monday Night Raw. They had the pre-show, Danny Bonaducci versus Eric Young. My stream on here skipped around a real lot. I'm having issues just streaming video. I may just format this machine the next couple of weeks here, but I don't want to lose everything. You know what I mean? You work so hard and you build all this stuff up, and then to have to format, it sucks.
But it's definitely a good, if you having any PC problems, that's always usually the number one solution. It's just unfortunately you just got to back up your stuff and then just reformat it. But that's like the best solution if you're having some problems with the computer.
The TNA X Division Championship match opened up a Lockdown. It was an escape match. All matches on Lockdown were contested in a steel cage. The one cool spot here was Suicide was on top of the cage and jumped off onto some security, some Planet security, some indie workers from the Philadelphia area or the Northeast wrestling promotions up here, indie workers. There were a bunch of indie names backstage at that event too. But he came off the top of the cage, and he was the last one out of the cage. Suicide won. That was actually Christopher Daniels. I had heard that Kaz was going to be cleared to return by Lockdown, and that was not the case. That was actually Daniels that worked twice in one night. Kaz is going to be back real soon, maybe as early as tonight's Impact tapings. Because Daniels is going to be back in his normal role. Actually, they gave him a main event role with him being in the Lethal Lockdown match, which we'll talk about here in a second. Queen of the Cage match, they had ODB. This is more comedy with Cody Deaner, the supposed fan that they brought up. Winner of this was ODB. What else? We had Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, still our IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. I'm trying to get through the important parts. Abyss versus Matt Morgan. You know, they've done the same spot so many times with glass. They have shards of glass, and then they have the thumbtacks. And Abyss always winds up going through, da-da-da-da-da-da. The crowd was kind of killed on this one. You know, they've done it so many times. I don't think you can abuse spots like that. You know what I mean? If you do it over and over, the fans
takes it away. It really takes away from that whoa moment. You know, it almost becomes like, you know, like a DDT. You know, back then DDT was like a special move. Now it's just just like a body slam. So it definitely takes away from it every single time you end up doing the same thing.
Stevie Richards came out here and basically screwed Abyss, and then he was put through the tax by Matt Morgan. Gave Matt Morgan the win. We had a TNA Knockouts title match. Awesome Kong, Angelina Love, and Taylor Wilde. If you guys visited WZROnline.com on Sunday afternoon, we had the exclusive spoiler on that website only that Angelina Love was going to win the TNA Knockouts title, and that is what happened. She actually suffered a concussion in that match, and it's going to be kept off. Well, not kept off. She's going to do backstage skits and in-ring skits and things like that, but she's going to be kept out of a wrestling role at tonight's Impact tapings and tomorrow night as well, this entire week. So you don't want to risk anything. You know, you get a concussion, you got to keep her out of the ring. So that's what they're going to do with her tonight, but nonetheless, she's going to be there for promos and other things. She actually wrote a blog post on that today, which we have put up on WZROnline.com, the official website of WZR Radio. Philadelphia Street Fight, Beer Money Inc., Team 3D. This was your typical, for you old-school ECW fans, Philadelphia. They were in Philadelphia. They started the match out. They went right through the crowd. All kinds of spots in this one. You knew what was going to happen because they pushed it up as can Team 3D win 2 more titles and become 22-time tag team champions. That's exactly what happened. They were able to defeat Beer Money Inc. for the IWGP Tag Team titles and the TNA World Tag Team titles. They're now 22-time World Tag Team champions. Lethal Lockdown match. This was, you know, it was what it was. It came down to Jeff Jarrett was in there with AJ Styles. Jarrett hit Booker with a guitar, and Styles made the cover. So your winners were Team Jarrett. They teased a heel turn by Jarrett in recent weeks on Impact. Obviously, that didn't happen. Jarrett's music played at the end, and that's where we had Bobby Lashley, who came out on stage, and Kurt Angle was in the ring with a big smirk on his face, laughed at him, and Lashley pointed down at the top of the ramp. And Bobby Lashley, man, in TNA, what do you think, man?
It's huge. I mean, it's huge for the capacity of having another, you know, brand name. I mean, this guy fought in WrestleMania, you know, with the Donald Trump storyline. So it's not, you know, it's not a wrestler that's like, you know, no disrespect to like a Christian. I mean, obviously, this guy here has been in the middle of one of the biggest storylines in WrestleMania at that time, of course. You know, so to see him at TNA, it feels good. Again, it fews good that I see, you know, that not because it's a former WWE guy, but the truth of the matter is they're bringing in someone that has, you know, a good name for himself. Now, has it been, you know, the only
how did he make that name for himself? WWE, right? So
going through this process of ECW and going through, you know, WWE. But but the reality is, though, it's not, you know, you're not going to see a Joe Schmo that's debuting for the first time ever to make an impact the way he did. You know, you've got to bring in someone that has, unfortunately, has WWE credibility, you know, and then you bring him in, and, of course, that's what, you know, he did. When I read that online, I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. It's cool that they're focusing their attention into that territory. But the only issue with that is you're only going to get so many quarters. It's not, like you said, it's not going to make the rating 1.6, 1.7. I mean, Bobby Lashley is almost the same impact as a Mick Foley when he first joined in, or Christian when he first joined in, or even having the Sting join in, or Kurt Angle. It's just going to continue creeping and bringing in, some really more traditional fans to watch their program, like myself.
I think it's great, man. I think it's great that Bobby Lashley's in TNA. I love his look, but you know what happens when they put that guy on a mic, and that's something that I'm dreading, whether they do it at the Impact tapings tonight or not. As soon as they get him on a mic, it kills Lashley's credibility with me. I know he's got the size. I know he's got the look. He's good in the ring. Well, he's not great in the ring, but he's good. He's not bad either. You know what I mean? He's good. We'll give him good. But as soon as they put a mic to him, I don't know.
It just goes downhill. So you got to be smarter. You got to sit there and you say to yourself, well, all right, well, let's concentrate on his strengths. Let's concentrate the fact that he has a name for himself. Concentrate the fact that